After 10 years of dating this man, it has come to my attention that unfortunately we are two very different travelers. And, it's something that I've observed time and time again when we would go on a trip, and naturally I'm putting together the itinerary, I'm sharing all the exciting things I'm looking to do. And this one over here just looks like I am ruining his life with the excursions and all of the exciting experiences that we could have with all the novelty around us and new cafes, new restaurants, excursions. But all he wants to do is lay down and rest. So we have hit an impasse 10 years into our relationship. And I think it's time that we talk about it.
7 years dating, 3 years married. I already knew this. I already understood that we are two different types of travelers, two different types of vacationers. The thing is, at the beginning of the trip and at the end of the trip, I want pure rest, pure relaxation. Don't have me on the last day of the trip doing an excursion.
When have I ever had you doing an excursion on the last day?
This is not about you. This is about a conceptual traveling edict on my part.
I need give me the elementary word.
We're gonna look up the word edict so we can add all this to y'all's EDICT. The word edict. Definition. An official order or proclamation issued by a person in authority, which means I am the authority figure over my own travel experiences and preferences and ideologies, in which case I prefer rest during vacationing, specifically on the front end and the back end. In the middle, we can do whatever. But on the first day, when we just landed, when we just get there, we whatever get off a train, plane, train, automobile. Please, when we get there, I just want to get settled. I just want to be still. I just want to eat and get my bearings. Let me get my feet together. We just got here. Please do not bombard me with every single possibility within a 10-mile radius of our accommodation. Just want to breathe. Just would love to breathe. Huh?
But my side of things, it's like when we first get there,
She wants to have an excursion.
No,
She want to be on the excursion before we even get off the plane.
Darian, no.
She want to go straight from the airport to an excursion. What?
I have never planned a trip like that. So, you lucky there's not a hat right in front of me because I'm calling Cap. I have never put you on an excursion, never even planned an excursion the same day. The closest thing to that is when we were in Chiang Mai last month, I decided, hey, I don't want to go straight to the hotel. There's a strong likelihood we got in at like 7 a.m. There's a strong likelihood that the hotel will not have our room available. So let's go to the specific cafe. We can work from the cafe. We can take pics. It was a really cute experience, was it not?
Yeah, that was a different situation. That was a logistical move. That made sense for where we were coming from, where we were going. That made sense.
So, nonetheless, I do not plan excursions on the first day. What I will do, when Darian is here talking about getting his bearings in the hotel room somehow, some way, I am getting my bearings by doing a lap around the neighborhood, understanding, okay, this is where the 7-Eleven is. This is where the restaurants are. This is our orientation to the beach. This is how far we are from the beach. This is how Brienne gets her bearings. And when I solo travel, it's the most fascinating and liberating experience because I feel like my inner child gets to just wake up, decide, do whatever she wants. And I'll use a very prime example yesterday. Yesterday, we were It was like the sun was setting. I had spent some time up on the rooftop, just like soaking in the sunset. I texted Darian. I was like, "Hey, babe, the sunset is so beautiful. Would love it if you want to come up here and watch it with me." And he responds, "I'm like, no, I'm good."
I sent an extremely expressive GIF. I believe it was of Kermit the Frog saying, no, not really.
Okay.
Or not really, no. Here's the context. Before she went up to the rooftop, I was getting footage of the hotel room, getting some artistic shots for B-roll and stuff like that for vlogging purposes. So we understood that while I was filming, she would go upstairs to the rooftop. Cool, we both had our missions. I text her. Well, she calls me a couple times and we're just getting logistics and making decisions about dinner. Then I text, meet you in the lobby in like 10 minutes because I'm almost done. And then she said, well, make it more like 15 because I want to see the sunrise. Cool. Sunset, excuse me, sunset. Cool. 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by. I'm downstairs. I'm outside of the front of the hotel. I was like, all right, I'm in the lobby now. I'm outside. The 15 minutes has been met. And then she asks, you want to come upstairs to see the sunset? And I was like, no, not really. I'm just kind of hungry and want to get food and come back and rest because we've had a pretty busy day even before getting to the hotel. So what did this one do? What did this one do?
Don't pat me.
She continues to watch the sunset.
I sure did because it was beautiful.
It was great.
And I also sent him a picture and I was like, see?
And it was fantastic.
But also, let's be real, Darian. It's never, I hate the word never, but it is not a priority for you to either watch the sunrise or the sunset with me.
Correct.
Like, your thing is always like, you've already seen the sunset before and it's going to set again tomorrow. But you don't know how beautiful tomorrow's sunset will be. And it's also just so nice to get to see the sunset in different like hues from different parts of the world. Like the Bali sunset that I sent you when I was at that beach club overlooking the water. I'll never forget that. So it's not just about the sunset. Give me my microphone.
At the end of the day gonna end. I do not prioritize sunrise and sunsets in the same way that she does. I was definitely prioritizing, let's get this food so we can shower and get up in this bed and go to sleep so we can relax and get our bearings together so that the next day, cool, explore, walk around, excursion, all right. But just for that first day, please.
So we get to dinner, the place that I picked out, let's be clear. And I'm like, okay, let me go wash my hands. So I go to wash my hands, and a lot of the places out here share bathrooms. So there was like a line of 7 different restaurants, but they all shared a bathroom at the back side of the establishment. So on my way back, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a coffee, like a cafe. I can get coffee right here next in the morning. And then there was a shabu place. And I was like, oh my God, maybe Darian would want to do that with me in one of the upcoming days. And there was a pizza spot. And we've been talking about wanting to, just have a night where we just eat pizza in bed, watch a movie, and like just chill. And then I saw a steakhouse and I was like, I haven't had a good, like a nice thick ribeye since we've been here. So then I was like, maybe we can come here for like a more formal like dining experience one of the days that we're here. And then in Bangkok, there's a mall called Terminal 21. There's another Terminal 21 mall here in Pattaya. And I was like, oh my gosh, I looked over and there was a whole night market. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe we can actually just walk around the night market like after we're done with dinner. And I couldn't wait to go back to the table and share with Darian all of the things that just came to my mind in that 10-minute time span. But as soon as I get back to the table and I'm ready to open my mouth, I think I might have said one thing to him. And he goes,
Bro, your ADHD is overwhelming me. I'm overstimulated. Please slow down. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Let me go wash my hands. Please. Please. Because she went to the bathroom and washed her hands first. And while she was gone, I was decompressing. And then she came back, and I was like, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there. Because I'm about to faint. I'm about to faint.
and then there was the ice cream shop across
See?
the street. And then right beside the ice cream shop, there was this frozen yogurt spot. And I was like, ooh, maybe I could do the frozen yogurt as like a nice in between because it won't be as many calories, not as much, carbs and the milk and all that. And he was like, can we order food first?
Everything that she was talking about, those are day 2, day 3 thoughts for me.
Oh.
In a standardized, call it a 5-day 4-night vacation, everything that she was talking about at hour 3 is stuff that I'm thinking about on day 2.
So, needless to say, there will likely be a point in time. I think this is what I kind of chatted through internally since I didn't want to overstimulate someone. I was like, okay, Bran, especially for trips where it's like 4+ days, you're just going to have a day of solo exploration. And nobody's feelings are hurt.
Literally
Everybody
everybody wins.
wins. So that, my love, is what we're gonna just have to like. I'm only gonna give you one day going forward. I'm giving you one day of excursion. That is all. Everything else, if I want to go hop on one of them jet skis out there in the water, I'ma do it. If I want to go to the night market and you don't want to go, I'ma do it. Because your priority is rest. My priority is sometimes I claim it's rest, but most times it's exploring and just like feeling alive, like getting to see what's out there. And so that's going to be the happy middle. Now, I will say, when we were in Chiang Mai, I had another aha moment that I had to accept. And this moment reflected the reality that I struggle to sit still. It's almost like I'm fighting my natural instinct of wanting to just just, I don't know. It's hard to put in words, but I always want to just like make the most out of my time and like experience as much as I can, especially in new cities. Well, Chiang Mai wasn't even new for me, but that part of it was. But yeah, I need to, and I've always known this. Like I remember my first year out of college, I was with one of my friends and I was like, I'd just come over. It was Sunday and I was like, what'd you do yesterday? And on Saturday, she was like, I literally laid in bed and watched a show all day. I was like, all day? And she was like, yeah, you always need to have a day where you need a day every now and again where you're doing absolutely nothing. And I've tried to have those days. I'll never forget that conversation. And I was like, people actually have do nothing days. And I can say that living in Bangkok, like dated weekend to weekend, we have gotten pretty good at having a chill day. But I've only had do nothing days when I've been sick. And Darian's forced me to stay in the bedroom, lock the door, threw away the keys, and is like, I need you to legit rest your body. But besides that, especially on vacations, like literally just sitting at the pool all day. Maybe we did that in Grand Cayman. Nah, we didn't do that. We didn't do
Grand
that.
Cayman was our honeymoon, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. So I will admit that I can be a bit hyperactive, and it does lead to a really fun trip, like a really bomb itinerary whenever it's actually pans out how I put it together. But it also means that I usually need a break. I need a break from the
How
vacation.
you need a vacation from the vacation, bro?
It's like it's like the day when I get back from vacation. It's usually just a rest day. What? That's it. That's it. That's how it works usually. Remember when we come back, like came back from Chiang Mai on a Wednesday morning, then we had all day just to like relax. It was great, wasn't it?
We are two fundamentally different types of travelers. That's all right.
And that's all right.
And I think there's travel where the point is excursions, and then there's travel where the point is rest. I have those as two very distinct compartments in my brain. Brienne doesn't.
But babe,
She doesn't. She doesn't. Every single time you're leaving home, you're looking for an excursion versus we're going to this place for relaxation. The purpose of this vacation is relaxation versus the purpose of this trip is to do all of the excursions. Like we have a very full itinerary, and the point isn't to rest. The point is to experience these X amount of things. Having those two types of clear expectations are really helpful when traveling with more than just yourself.
mm-hmm.
I think that's something that needs to be plainly stated. Otherwise, any given individual's expectations, especially for group trips, and you've done your fair share of group trips,
Mm-hmm.
and I can only imagine the types of personalities clashing and planning and stuff. But that's one thing that I guess within our relationship we've actually had to. We're reconciling for the very first time, and we're getting on video as we do all this.
Yeah.
We're being abundantly clear about, well, with this trip, we're doing all the excursions. But with this trip, explicitly going here to rest. The 3 days, 2 nights, this is a vacation to not do anything. So please don't look at me to do anything. But for this trip, yeah, the first night, when we first arrived, please let me get my bearings together. And then day 2, day 3, day 4. Oh yeah, we hitting the ground running.
So if you could plan your dream 5-day trip, well, how would it look like?
Well, I know for a fact, day 1 and day 4, day 1 and day, because let's say I leave the night of day 5.
Mm-hmm.
So day 1, and I arrive on the morning of day 1. So day 1 and day 5, absolutely nothing. Don't look at me to do anything. If I want to stay in bed all day, I'm doing that. I don't have to leave the room at all. Don't look at me sideways. Days 2, 3, and 4. Day 2 is explore the local area, be it walking around or biking around, or even catching a train if it's like depending on the type of place where we're in. If we're in city, and you can explore by local means of transportation, walking, biking, maybe train, maybe bus. Cool. Now, if we're on like a beach situation or island situation where you can take a ferry to go across somewhere to go do something, where it's mid-distance travel, then that's a day 3, day 4 type of thing. Where if I gotta catch a seaplane to go to another part of the island to do X, Y, and Z for an 8-hour excursion, that's a day 3, day 4 type of thing. Don't have me on that on day 1. Don't have it on me on day 5. Because no. Day 2, depending on where we are, I might let it slide. And I have let it slide in our experience. But in a 5 day situation, ideally that mid distance, that heavy duty 6 hour, 8 hour excursion, 12 hour excursion, yeah, that's a day 3, day 4 type of thing. And I'm glad to do it. Fantastic. We came here to experience experiences that we wouldn't otherwise be able to experience. Mm, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have an answer to that
Well,
question?
do I have an answer to my own question?
Mm-hmm.
Glad you asked. See, I wouldn't even have to think about like, ooh, what would I do on day 2, 3, because the itinerary would have already been made, the excursions would have already been booked, the dinner reservations would have already been confirmed, and the way that I like to operate, I honestly have just as much fun planning the trip as I typically do experiencing the trip itself, because I've already gotten a glimpse of like what it must feel like to be spending the day with elephants, or what it must feel like to be going to a beach club to watch the sunset at the end of the day. So everything I've already done is setting up for a nice seamless experience once we get there. I think that yes, I can be quite planful when it comes to the things that I do day to day, like not including like vacation or anything. So then when it comes to a vacation and I'm spending money to be somewhere, I want to make sure that however it is that I'm choosing to spend my time, it is aligned with things that fill my cup. So I would be fascinated. Darian has never taken a solo trip, but I would be fascinated to see or to hear back what his experience was like, because even though he's telling y'all that he would be doing XYZ excursions day 2, day 3, whatever, he said day 4, that man finna be in the hotel. That's what the whole time when you were talking about 8 hours, seaplane, train, I'm like, boy, stop lying. You know good and well.
I'm talking. What I was sharing was about conceptually when I'm okay with things happening. If
Right,
if
right.
if I'm gonna be taking a solo trip, it would need to be clear what the point of the trip is. Which goes back to my first point: compartmentalizing how I travel. If I know that this trip is for relaxation, day 1 through 5, I don't have to leave the hotel because I came here to rest.
But also, Darian, you don't have any places where you've been like, besides Brazil, there are no places where you have been like, I have to go to this place for this specific experience. So I feel that 90% of the trips that you would plan for like your solo trips, you would have no point but to relax, unless it was like, okay, there's a biking trail or there's, some experience that you feel drawn to.
Right.
Yeah.
Which goes back to my original point. It depends on the purpose of the trip. If the purpose is to go for a 4 day biking extravaganza, then I'm going there to do that. But if the purpose is just to rest, I'm going there to do that.
Because you do that.
Because I do that.
All I have to say is that these past 4 months of being out here in Thailand have led to, like, this is the most consecutive travel that we have done together. And I think that's why on this now 4th month, so we did what, Koh Samui in May, June.
Bangkok.
No, we did
just,
some.
just getting acclimated to Bangkok.
Really?
As a concept.
June?
I don't think we did anything in June.
Okay. July, we did Chiang Mai. This month, we're doing Pattaya. Next month, TBD. We'll figure that out. But that's another thing that's really cool out here is like, you don't need to planned stuff so far out where like if we were like, hey, let's go to Chiang Rai or let's go to Khao Yai, like you can literally plan the trip a couple weeks in advance. We did for this trip as well as Chiang Mai, we literally booked everything 3 weeks before. And so that's been really great. But what I was saying is that this time of like consecutive trips together and just seeing the same exact, oh, I just want to relax. I
Same
just want to
patterns play
relax.
out
I just want to
back to back to
relax.
back.
Boy, you finna get left in September. You finna be left at the house so you can just relax. Because there are things to see, places to do. Wait, things
Yep,
to do.
both of them. Both of them.
There are things to do and places to see and experiences to be had. I typically, for my trips, honestly, truly, the first day is getting my bearings, but in the way that I had shared earlier, days 2 and 3 are typically the days where it's pretty active. And then the fourth day is truly rest. And the last day you actually have checkout at what, noon to 2. So the last day we're not doing any type of excursions or anything. It's legit resting as well. So that's it on that. Going forward, I highly encourage you to figure out if you're trying to go somewhere in September, you enjoy that journey. Because as for me, in my house, I will be going on an adventure.
I am your house.
That's why I said like my house, like the house of my body, like, like,
We are one.
yeah. So that's that on that. I apologize for overstimulating you. In the moment when I had all these ideas just going. By the way, yesterday I was unmedicated, so this is why it was just like everything was just firing off. And I think maybe that's part of the reason why the stimulation in Bangkok, like with so many billboards in the parks and the malls, like there's always different like installations at each of the malls every couple of weeks, every couple of months. And so the constant stimulation, I think, is actually very conducive for ADHD brain. Once you get your actual bearings together and once you kind of like get grounded in the pace of the city, it's almost as if the stimulations kind of give you that extra spark to just get stuff done. And I will be completely honest, that first couple of weeks, first couple of months, it was very overstimulating going from suburban life to Bangkok. But now that I've adjusted to the pace, I'm grateful for the hustle and bustle. And also, I know that there are moments like this weekend where it's like, hey, let's just go down to the beach 2 hours away, have a nice hotel room, super comfy bed, different, just a different pace, and then we have the beautiful ocean right in front of us. So
That's
yeah.
also another piece of context. If you live in a hustling and bustling place, then when you go on vacation, you need the contrast. I need the contrast,
Sure.
which means when we're home in Bangkok, everything is on go by default.
That's fair.
Up at 4:55 a.m., taking care of stuff, like doing, like I'm, like I get go is default mode, which means when I go on vacation, I'm turning it off very deliberately, very intentionally. Ain't doing nothing. Don't look at me for nothing.
Nothing, bro. Don't look at me for nothing, bro.
It's raps.
Right.
Now that may look different for you, where if you live in a rural area or you live in a suburban area and it's slow by default, then when you go on vacation, you're probably looking for excitement. You're looking to go and find a place that is overstimulating because you want the hustle and bustle because that is not your default. So a lot of it depends on the contract that you're looking for. I don't want a different type of hustle and bustle at vacation if that's not my intention, to go from one hustle to a different bustle in a different city.
Different hustle to the bustle.
Like, I'm not coming to vacation to wake up at the same time that I do when I'm at home on a regular Tuesday during the weekday.
Who said that? We woke up at 6. Well, I woke up at 6:30, and then I was like, "Dang, Darius still asleep. So let me turn back around, lay the head down."
Either way, I know we're not the only couple that experiences this.
Yeah.
I know for a fact there's someone who's watching this who heavily identifies with you, and then there's someone else who heavily identifies with me.
But let me just say, in the spirit of relaxing and taking things slow, and yeah, just also getting to experience something new together. We are about to head downstairs to the spa because in the hotel spa they have dun, 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 an onsen. And I gave Darian just a little heads up. Like, it's going to be a bit of a different experience than if you were to just go to the sauna. Because you and all of your friends on the men's side are going to be completely naked. And he was like, hmm? But I did share that they're going to give you a little 2x2 little piece of rag. And you put it right down there. Yeah, you cover up whatever you need to cover up down there. Just don't be looking. Just kidding. But Darian's you're probably going to get so many looks because how many 6'2" black men? Anyways, so we're going to go. We have a 2-hour onsen reservation, and then I'm considering getting a massage afterwards. So, yeah, see, it's day 2. We're relaxing. We're going to go down to the beach afterwards. And then we're... I didn't tell you that part. My bad. But we're going down to the beach to relax. We right here. The beach is right here. Might as well. And we're already going to be we would have already been submerged in water. So, like, might as well just keep the party going. So then we're going to come back and probably get some pizza. And yeah, nice chill. Day 2. Duh. Anywho, this was great. Hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. And we'll see you next time. Peace.